The good news is that Deadpool 2 hasn't pulled a Kingsman the Golden Circle and gotten all bloated and flabby. I mean, it has gotten a bit flabby and 20 minutes cut off the runtime would do the film no end of good, but on the whole, it's not a bad little film. It's a very violent, silly, funny, gory film with a surprising amount of heart. Where the first Deadpool was simply a revenge story about Ryan Reynolds trying to get back to looking like Ryan Reynolds after being mutated by the guy from the transporter refueled, this film sees him trying to protect a child, played by Julian Dennison, the kid from Hunt for the Wilderpeople, from Josh Brolin, who has travelled back from the future to kill the child before he can grow up and kill Brolin's family. And if that plot outline sounds familiar, it's because that's essentially the plot from Looper, which this film, despite breaking the fourth wall several times, never references. Actually, there seem to be a lot less Easter eggs as a whole in this one, with the narrative taking a darker, almost more serious tone. I mean, within reason. Deadpool is still Deadpool, with all of his language and gratuitous violence. But this is a more personal movie for him and sees him starting to grapple with the implications of his powers, such as the fact that he seemingly cannot die whilst everyone around him will. I'm going to die, Jennifer Lawrence is going to die, you probably shouldn't start any long box sets. It also has the inevitable theme of family and finding your place that you've seen done time and time and time again. You've probably seen it done better and you've probably seen it done worse as well, because at this point I can't think of a film with a central cast of more than 3 that doesn't think of themselves as a family. I mean, maybe I'm just getting grouchy in my old age, but I don't form alternate families with the people I work with. I endure them whilst I'm getting paid, and then promptly forget they exist 10 minutes later. Unless they've done something to annoy me, of course. Looking at you, Derek. Back to Deadpool, and we find that the villain is Josh Brolin, playing yet another unstoppable force of nature, but he plays this one almost too well. It's almost like he's auditioning for the role of the Terminator in the next one that's due out in a few years. But you hire Josh Brolin, you get Josh Brolin. I mean, I wasn't expecting M. Bison levels of scenery chewing, but maybe a little nibble? Because Deadpool already has one grounded character in Colossus, who still comes across as a silver Boy Scout big brother to the wisecracking Deadpool. And the film never quite manages to pull off the emotional gut punches that it's aiming for at certain times, since none of the characters get any development, save Deadpool and Cable, which is a bit of a snag for a film with more than just those 2 characters in. I mean, Dennison gets some space to make an impression, but he's virtually reprising his Hunt for the Wilderpeople persona, and Deadpool's bromance with Colossus is the most meaningful relationship in the movie. More problematic is Deadpool's cool new African-American accomplice, Domino, played by Atlanta's Zazie Beetz. At one point, he refers to her as Black Widow. Her superpower is luck, which seemingly exists only to get the plot out of many a corner, but doesn't extend to the script giving her any decent lines. Baccarin is largely out of the picture, Brianna Hildebrand's enjoyably snarky Negasonic teenage warhead is horrifically underused, and her new Japanese girlfriend's sole personality trait seems to be having purple hair. I don't even think she has a name. Worst of all is Karan Sony's taxi driver Dopinder, a weedy, emasculated Indian stereotype whose superhero aspirations make him the beta male butt of the joke. But you don't care about any of that. You want to know if the funny, sweary, stabby man in red make good movie. Yes. Hell yes. The action scenes are fast-paced, inventive and exciting. The limited budget means lots of lovely practical effects, and I guffawed at least 1 out of every 3 jokes, and the oafing half-wit sat next to me guffawed at the other 2. I mean, developing some of the characters would make me happier, as would cutting the film down by at least 20 minutes, and keeping a more consistent tone wouldn't hurt. If you love the first film, then you are going to love this one. And if you didn't care for the first one, then maybe you'll like this one a little bit more, as it delves slightly deeper into the character. Me, I think you should see it. Alright guys, so what did you think? And which superhero film are you most looking forward to that's still due to come out this year? I think we've still got about 8 to come. Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a dunking. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.